I worked at a distributorship in Tulsa when I was transferring from University of Oklahoma to UCLA, and so that's when I first got involved in the beer business. I did some ad campaigns for some various brands over the years. Became friends with some distributors when I came here to Dallas, but it was around COVID is when uh, I started thinking about getting involved in the beer business, making my own beer. And quite frankly, it's because I just felt that it could be done better. I thought the brands that were on the market were tired, they were old. I thought it could be done in a better for you way. I've always been very mindful of my health and wellness. So that was really the mandate. Partnered with the Oregon State, their beer program and their food and science department, and just said, I want the best for you beer possible. And eight has three ingredients. It's water, malt, and hops, and that's it. There's no sugars, no sweeteners, no syrups, no corn, no rice. And all of the other beers on the market, they all have additives. We're additive free, and yet we taste fantastic, and we're 90 calories and 2.6 carbs. So that's kind of how it began. We're in our fourth year here in Texas. We launched in Oklahoma a little over a year ago, and really excited about continuing to expand into other parts of the country. I'm originally from Southern California. I was born there. I moved to Oklahoma when I was 12 years old, going into eighth grade. And I went from being a city kid riding my bike everywhere to living 7 miles outside of town on dirt roads on a farm, a working farm, having chores, feeding cows, pigs, goats, horses. I mean, you name it, we had it. And I really wasn't sure what it was going to mean to my athletic career when my family moved. But what I really learned was so much of who I am and what I am to this day was shaped in Oklahoma. And the people there, not only in Henrietta, but the people across the state are just phenomenal people. I loved my time living in Oklahoma. I loved my 2 years at OU. Still obviously have a number of friends. My sister's the CEO at St. Anthony's Hospital. She went to OU as well. She's a Sooner. My best friend is from Oklahoma, one of the first people I met when I was 12. We're still best friends to this day. So Oklahoma is what I consider to be my home, and it has had an impact on me that's been life-changing, quite honestly. Eight beer really is for everyone. If you like light beer, eight beers is the one for you. But it was made with the idea of those people that were health conscious and wanted a better for you product, which is what I wanted. So for us to be an official sponsor of the Oklahoma City Marathon is big for on a couple fronts. One is what better group of people than to get out in front of than a bunch of runners who are obviously very mindful of their health and wellness. And then secondly, that it serves, that this marathon is held, I guess, right around the anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing. And I was there after it occurred. My sister was at the hospital at St. Anthony's when the bombing took place, a very, very tragic event, as we know, in our country's history. But Jerry Jones, he flew the team to Oklahoma City. We visited with a number of first responders, went to the hospital, saw a number of people who were involved, who were there when the bombing took place. And so to be there on both fronts, one is a beer, because I've run in some of these marathons as well. I've run 3 half marathons, and it is such a rewarding day. The hard work is preparing for the run, but then when you get to the race, that's the fun part. And the most fun part is when you finish the race and you get that beer to celebrate. And there's never been a beer that tastes better. So for eight to be that beer that's there for people to have after such, especially for those that are doing this for the very first time, what a sense of accomplishment. And I want to celebrate those people. That's really why the beer was made to begin with, to celebrate the people who put in the work. And these runners certainly have done that. People get involved in marathons for a number of different reasons, and it's such a personal choice as to why you're doing it. You may be doing it for yourself. You may be doing it for someone else. There's going to be people running this weekend that are doing it for those victims that were there 30 years ago. whatever it might be. But the message I think that comes out of all of this is just how resilient the state of Oklahoma is, and really the people of Oklahoma. And so when I made the beer, uh, I really made it because I think I think life has moments and special occasions and times with family and friends that are to be celebrated. And for me, I celebrate those times and those moments in life typically with a beer. And so to celebrate the resiliency of the Oklahoma people, to celebrate those that are running in the marathon, whether it's your first or your 10th, they're all special. And so for 8 Beer to be an official sponsor of what I feel is a very special event, more special than all marathons are special. This one's more special for the reasons that we've talked about. And for 8 to be aligned with that is very meaningful to me. After the bombing took place, I was involved in a charity softball game to help raise some money for some of the victims and the first responders and all that. And following the game, my sister and I, we were to sit for an interview with ESPN and Roy Firestone. And I did my interview, and then it was time for my sister to sit and do her interview, and she couldn't do it. It was just too emotional for her to even talk about it. And as close as she and I are, we've never talked about it. It was such a dark time in the history of Oklahoma and really in the history of our country to see what happened and to be on the front lines as she was and so many others. It was impactful. It made a lasting impression on her. And I know that this race and what it represents is very significant. It is for her, but it is for so many people. Enjoy that cold 8 Beer. Congratulations to all of the runners. If it's not your first, then you understand what a special day it is and a sense of accomplishment. And if it is your first, there's a few things in life that are probably a little more impactful. Winning a Super Bowl certainly being one of them, but getting married, having your first kid, whatever that might be. But I'll tell you, as far as feeling a sense of accomplishment and pride, finishing a marathon is pretty high on that list. So enjoy the beer and congratulations to everybody.